Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. This is virtual class of Pakistan International School Taif. I am Muhammad Yasin. This English class is for the students of grade 5. We are doing chapter 3 of Active English Book 5. This is our 11th video in this class. After this lesson, the students will be able to read the first lesson of the reading book, the Jungle Book. They will be able to join sentences to make one sentence by using different ways. They will develop understanding of different sentence structures. We shall start from our Jungle Book. This is a reading book. On your screen, you can see the title of the book, the first page it is. After this, these are characters in this story. In this book, there is a story of a child, in fact. These are the characters. They participate in this story. These are the characters by name. You can see here is a child. His name is Mowgli. There is Balu. There is Sher Khan in this story. This is Kaa. This is Bagheera. This is King Loi. This is Akela. This is Raksha. This is Rocky the Rhino. When you read this book, you will find these characters in the story of this book. Dear students, this is the first page of this book. Let us start reading. Mowgli's brothers. Mowgli's brothers. An unwelcome visitor. One warm evening, Father Wolf woke from his day's rest. Mother Wolf lay beside her 4 babies. The moon shone into the mouth of the cave where they lived. Time to go, said Father Wolf, just as he was going to leave. A little animal with a long tail ran in. Good luck to you, it said. Have you got a bone for a hungry beggar? It was Tabaki, the little jungle dog. The wolves all hate Tabaki. He is a beggar and a thief. Come and look, said Father Wolf, but there is no food here. Yes, students, the story has started. Let us move to the next part of this page. We are reading first page of this book. There is no food for a wolf, perhaps, said Tabaki. But for a poor person like me, a dry bone is as good as a feast. He found a bone at the back of the cave and began to eat. All thanks for this good meal, said Tabaki. How beautiful your children are. Now Tabaki knew that it was unlucky to say that. It pleased him to make Father and Mother Wolf uncomfortable. Sher Khan has changed his hunting grounds, said Tabaki. He is coming to hunt in these hills for the next month. Sher Khan was the tiger. He lived near the Wanganga River, 20 miles away. Father Wolf was angry. He must not do that, he said. This is our hunting ground. Why cannot he hunt in his own place? Dear students, this was the first page of this book. And I think if you try, you can complete the first lesson of this book. I would like you all read the first lesson of this book. We shall start our exercises in our active English book now. Dear students, we have done first exercise. This is exercise 2. As usual, first of all, we shall read the instructions. In the instructions we are said, read the examples, join the sentences in the same way using whose. What is the word that we are going to use? We are going to use the word whose. Let us read the examples. 2,200 of the people were passengers. Their rooms were like hotel rooms. Its answer will become 2,200 of the people were passengers whose rooms were like hotel rooms. Dear students, in second exercise, this is the first example. Let us try to understand how many changes are made to write the answer of first example. Dear students, we can see in the given sentence there was written there, but in the answer it is not there. It is replaced by whose. It is replaced by whose. In the second example, what is done? The subject of the second sentence was his. This his is replaced by whose. I think you have got some idea how to change the sentences. What does it mean? We can see here the subject of the second sentence is replaced by whose to join the two sentences. Okay, here is written, they passed a man, his car had broken down. If we do the same thing with these two sentences, just like the example, then what will the answer become? The answer will become, they passed a man. Now we shall change this his by whose. They passed a man whose car had broken down. Second part will become, we saw a boy whose dog had run. I think you have got some idea. Let us move forward. I have arranged this exercise like this. I think you will understand it very well. The example is given here at the top. You can see there is changed into whose. Here I have written his, the subject of the second sentence. I have changed its color to remember that we shall change this his by whose. We shall change this his by whose. In the same way, we shall change this his by whose. Let us start writing. Our first answer will become, they passed a man whose car had broken down. In the same way, we shall change this his by whose, and our answer will become, we saw a boy whose dog had run. We shall apply the same rule to part C, and this his will become whose. Then our answer will become, the firemen were talking to the man whose house was on fire. In the same way, answer of D will become, we met a girl whose brother goes to our school. Dear students, we are doing exercise 2. In exercise 2, there are 3 parts. In fact, I have written here 2A to show that we are doing first part of exercise 2. In first part of exercise 2, we have done 4 parts. Let us move to the next 4. There are total 8 parts. Dear students, we shall apply the same rule. On this sentence also, we shall replace this his by whose, and this answer will become, that is Tom whose father is a policeman. Now we shall apply the same rule on part F. The word there will be changed with whose. The answer will become, these are the children whose mother is in hospital. G part will become, we saw 3 men whose boat was sinking. H part will become, I know some boys whose school is next to ours. Dear students, we have done first part of exercise A. Let us repeat what was there in this exercise and what have we learned in this exercise. In this exercise, we were said to replace the subject of the second sentence by whose to join 2 sentences. We have done it here in this exercise. Let us move to next part of this exercise and let us see what is given there. Dear students, I have mentioned here, this is the second part of this exercise. It is written here, that is the boy, I borrowed his bicycle. I borrowed his bicycle. The first sentence is written first of all, then there is written whose bicycle I borrowed. Dear students, if you note, it is worth noting in fact that after first sentence we shall write the word whose and then the sequence of the given words in second sentence will change. That is the boy whose bicycle I borrowed. Whose bicycle I borrowed. Let us try the same rule here. What will this become? You try also. I am looking for a girl whose pen I borrowed. I am looking for a girl whose pen I borrowed. That is Uzma, whose brother we met yesterday. Whose brother we met yesterday. That is Umar, whose dog we saw swimming in the sea. Here is the boy whose desk we are sitting in. Let us look at the solution. We shall understand it more properly. Yes, this I part will become, I am looking for a girl whose pen I borrowed. That is Uzma, whose brother we met yesterday. It is worth noting the changed sequence of the words in second sentence. Let us look at the answer K. That is Umar, whose dog we saw swimming in the sea. Yes, how it is changed? After writing whose dog, it has become here we saw swimming in the sea. Here is the boy whose desk you are sitting in. Whose desk you are sitting in. Let us move to the next. Yes, M part of the same exercise is here. Its answer will become, that is the man whose car we helped to push. Whose car we helped to push. What will be the answer of N part? The answer of N part will be, Our teacher is Miss John, whose books you carried yesterday. After writing whose, there will be books, and then we shall change the sequence of the words. In this way, the answer will become, our teacher is Miss John, whose books you carried yesterday. O part will become, we all liked Mr. Shah, whose class we were in last year. The answer of P part will become, this is my cousin, whose home we visited last year. Dear students, in our previous exercise, we learned to join two sentences and we replaced the subject of the second sentence by whose. This was the only thing to do that exercise, to join both of the exercises. Here in this exercise, we did a little more also. After writing whose, we did not write the second sentence in the same sequence of words. We changed the sequence of the words. As here is written, this is my cousin. We visited her home last week. In the middle we shall write whose. This is my cousin, whose home we visited last week. It will be done like this. Let us move forward. Dear students, this is the third part of exercise 2. Still we are doing exercise 2. We have done first two parts of exercise 2. Now we shall start from part Q. This is third part of exercise 2. Let us try to understand how these two sentences are joined. We learned to join two sentences in first part of exercise 2, second part of exercise 2. This is third part of exercise 2. Mr. Ali is our teacher. His home is in Lyari. Mr. Ali, dear students, here we shall not complete first sentence first of all. In first two parts of this exercises, in each part we completed first part, then we wrote whose. But here in this exercise, after writing the subject of first sentence, we shall write the word whose. Mr. Ali, whose home is in Lyari, is our teacher. I think you have got some understanding of this change, that the whose will become after the subject of the first sentence, then after that there will be second sentence, and the predicate of first sentence will come at the end. Let us look here. Uzma Hai, whose father is a doctor, is in our class. What will be the answer of Q? Umar Shah, whose home is in Sadar, cycles to school. Naz, whose dog died last week, is very sad. This exercise will be done like this. Let us move to the solution. Dear students, you can see here, example is given. We shall write the answer of Q part. You can see Umar Shah, whose home is in Sadar, cycles to school. Naz, whose dog died last week, is very sad. Mr. Khan, whose purse we found gave us 5 rupees. The headmaster, whose name was Mr. Memon, was very kind to us. Yes, students, we have done first 4 parts of this exercise. Let us move to the next 4 parts of this exercise. Yes, students, what will be the answer of U part? First of all, we shall write subject of the first sentence, then there will be whose. We shall complete the second sentence, and then there will be predicate of the first sentence. My mother, whose 2 sisters were staying with us, was very busy. My mother, whose 2 sisters were staying with us, was very busy. The answer of V part will become the policeman, whose hat had been stolen, was very angry. Next answer will be my father, whose office is in Liaquat Square, goes to work by bus. My friend, whose name is Sam, is coming to see me. Yes, students, I think you have got some idea of this exercise. And now we shall move to exercise 3. Dear students, let us read the instructions of exercise 3. Join the sentences using where. In exercise 2, in all the parts of exercise 2, we were using whose, but in this exercise we shall use the word where. Leave out the words in italics. Dear students, what does it mean when we say italics? I shall try to tell you here. You can see this word written here, pen. Pen is written like this. The direction of the letters is vertical, from top to down, from top to bottom. But if you look the word here, T, this T is not written like this. T is a little tilted like this. T is written like this, H is written like this, E is written like this. When the letters of a word are not straight in upward direction, they are a little tilted like this, then we say it is written in italics. It is written in italics. Okay, if we look here, this word is written in italics. You can find these words written in italics. You can see this word written in italics. In the instructions of this exercise, it is said, join the sentences by using where. One thing is said that we shall use the word where. The second thing is written here that we shall leave the words written in italics. We shall leave this word. The answer will become leave the pen where you found it. Where you found it. We shall leave this that is also because it is written in italics. You should not swim in that part of the sea. That water is deep there. We should not swim where the water is deep. What will be the answer of A? You will never catch any fish. You will never catch any fish where the water is shallow. What will be the answer of B? She likes to live where there are plenty of shops. Yes, students, I think you have got some idea to do this exercise. Let us move to the solution. Dear students, the instructions are here, examples are here. What shall we do? We shall use the word where and we shall leave the words given in italics. I have written the words which are given in italics by using different color also to put some emphasis on that. To remember that we shall leave these words. Our answer will become, you will never catch any fish where the water is shallow. You will never catch any fish where the water is shallow. She likes to live where there are plenty of shops. Dear students, you can see we have used the word where here in the middle, and we have left these words which are given in italics. This is the rule. The instructions are saying use the word where and leave the words written in italics. Let us move to the next part. I like to live where there are not many people. She put the flowers where everyone could see them. Dear students, we have done first 4 parts of this exercise. What is to remember? It is to remember that we shall use the word where in the middle of 2 sentences, and we shall leave the words given in italics. Let us move to the next part. Yes, students, this is next part of this exercise. What is given here? A big ship cannot go. We shall apply the same rule which we have applied on previous parts of this exercise. We shall write the word where in the middle, and we shall leave the words written in italics. In this way, this answer will become, a big ship cannot go where the water is shallow. Where the water is shallow. We shall apply the same rule on F part also. Then the answer will become, he put the money where no one could find it. He put the money where no one could find it. Let us move to the next part. He liked to sit where the teacher could not see him. We shall use the word where in the middle and leave the words given in italics. The answer will become, he liked to sit where the teacher could not see him. In the same way, the last part will become, accidents happen where the road is not wide enough. What have we done here to write this answer? We have written the word where in the middle, and we have left the words written in italics. Dear students, if I repeat what we did in exercise 2 and 3, I shall tell you we use the word whose in exercise 2. In first 2 parts, the sequence of the second sentence was not changed, but then we saw we had to change the sequence of the words. Dear students, instructions were very clear, and in exercise 3 we did a little different. We did not use the word whose, we used the word where, and we left some of the words. In exercise 2 we did not leave any word, but in exercise 3 we left some of the words which were given in italics. When you do this practice of exercise 3 again and again, you will learn which words should be left. No need will be there to find out which word is written in italics. To see at the words which are given in italics is for the first time. After practice, you will be able to do it without looking the words written in italics. Yes, students, in your homework, you will read the first lesson of the reading book, The Jungle Book, and then you will do all exercises in your notebook that we did today in our lesson. Dear students, that is all from our today's lesson. See you later in our new lesson. Goodbye.